Two Republican senators are working to try to bridge one of the dividing lines in this country, and it's on race. And they believe the best place to start is around the dining table. Senator James Lankford of Oklahoma and Senator Tim Scott of South Carolina are asking Americans to have dinner in their home with a person of another race in a project they call Solution Sundays. I have to say, Senators, of all days to happen to have you on at a time when there is a lot of divisiveness, a lot of hand-wringing, this did feel like a bit of a palate cleanser. So, Senator Scott, tell me about where you guys came up with this idea and why.
Well, certainly James Lankford is a good friend of mine, and we were talking about the importance of bringing our country together and specifically bringing different races together. So he brought the idea to me of calling something Solution Sundays. And what is it? Solution Sundays is a simple concept of praying and playing together. And even if you don't go to church, the concept of prayer is having a cause bigger than yourself and working on that cause together. Playing together is really breaking bread and having a meal together, bringing people who have lived perhaps most of their lives without ever having a meal with someone who's not of their color. Bringing those folks together. I've done that for the last several years, having meals with friends of mine so I can understand their perspective, walking in their moccasins, so to speak, so that I can have an appreciation for what their lives are like and how they differ from me and why their perspective is different. Sometimes, many times, I have learned so much from my friends who don't look like me, but share a love for this country. That's such a good foundation for us to work from.
You know, Senator Lankford, it struck me also, though, that this is it just, what is a bigger dividing line right now? Is it race, or is it views of race? And is it party sometimes, an ideology that is as divisive as ever?
Yeah, I think party and ideology are divisive, but I think the foundation of a lot of the issues we deal with in our country are still based around race, and that shouldn't be that way. 2 centuries, we've had a lot to be able to learn, and at some point, when Senator Scott and I were talking about these issues, the issue continues to come up. For 2 centuries, we've worked on this, and we often hear the statement, we need to have a national conversation on race. For some reason, we believe a national conversation on race is political leaders getting together with cameras and talking around a table. That's not how we solve issues in America. If we're going to get all the issues on the table, we need to get all of our feet under the table and just sit down and have a meal together. As odd as it sounds, most people that I talk to when I ask the simple question, have you ever had a family of another race in your home for dinner? Most people will answer, well, I have friends of another race, or I work with people of another race, but they've never actually been in their home to have that protracted conversation. And I think it's a great first step. That's where the national conversation will happen, is when you get to know each other, just sit down in a meal together and let's start the conversation.